I'm going to see Wake Up Dead Man 20 times. I have already bought the tickets. Every biscuit likes to be buttered before it's bit. And I'm about to bite a butter biscuit that might be big enough to chew in less than 24 hours. But first, we start with the 420 reviews, which anybody can join in on by going to that moviesadope.com and joining for free to start and drop it in the Discord. But Brad, what's your 420 review?
No crazy accent, though. Oh, wow. Eccentric billionaires. Blanc starts, finishes game. Everyone has a motive. New level of cameos. Oh, now it's clear.
Milan?
Another murder whodunit mystery. Murder dinner too easy. Real mystery is twinning. Queen won the game like a wrecking ball.
All right, I saw it 4 times since our last one. So out of the 4 letterbox reviews, should I go 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I'll say even. So 2 or 4, Milan.
2.
All right. What is real genius? How does the soul survive climbing the ladder? When will we have a truly moral world? Okay, I guess I was feeling esoteric on that viewing. But this is the podcast and semi-rankathon for Glass Onion, which originally released in theaters November 23rd, 2022, but dropped on Netflix December 23, 2022. Similar to Wake Up Dead Man, which releases at the time of recording tomorrow, unless you went to Alamo yesterday, which I would have done if I had known and didn't schedule myself for work. But with a budget of $40 million somehow, considering the scale and that the next one is apparently $210 million, I've avoided a trailer, so I don't know how that jumped so high. It made $13.3 to $15 million because it was in theaters for 1 week. Very, very limited. And now it's not even in Regal or AMC for the 3rd one. But first thoughts before we get into spoilers?
Like I said, like I mentioned last time, I think this one is overall better. I think it fixes some of the issues that I had previously. I do like that they kind of play on themselves, so they kind of like, have a murder mystery movie while playing a murder mystery game. I thought was pretty clever. It is very much, because this movie came out, 2021, right?
2022.
So it plays very much off of the everything going on, which included, the end of COVID, a lot of billionaires starting to make the news, becoming more of a thing, including Elon Musk buying Twitter around that time. So it was very much a picture piece of its time. And they were very much influenced by that 2020 to 2022 era. So,
well, what'd you think?
It was better than the other one y'all had me watch. So I can agree there. It was better. I do appreciate that this was more fast paced. It was, easier to kind of just, hang on for the ride and enjoy it. I think the only thing I didn't enjoy about this film, and I think it's just the thing with any type of whodunit, especially if you're more used to reading those type of murder mysteries rather than watching them. They have to put so many clues out that if you are able to catch them, it really does kind of ruin the mystery for you. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of the experience that I had. There were a couple of things that I don't think they expected you to really nail in on early on, that I was like, oh, I bet that's what's happening. And then it would happen later on. And then I slowly started losing interest because it felt predictable. Mm. But I think that's just something that comes with watching those type of films. And I not to take anything away from it, I think it did it very well. But I think that was the only hang up that I had, that there were some areas that were a little bit too predictable for me.
No, I don't think it was too predictable. I think you were just too smart.
I have met people who've spotted one thing, which I'm sure we'll get into, and then they're like, oh, well, that happened. Or when it was coming to Netflix and I'd already seen it 3 times in theaters, I put out a short or something that was just no pausing, no rewinding. Even for one part when I watched it with my partner, I turned off subtitles because I like subtitles, but I didn't want a little thing, even though it would have only spoiled 5 minutes later. But yeah, it is tougher when you either are very observant or get lucky and catch that one thing that they're hoping you're getting caught up in the whole experience and not looking at the minutia. But I watched Knives Out twice. I watched this 4 times. I could keep watching it. The soundtrack is much easier listening, I think. Just the do 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 like it's just a record I want to put on. Where Knives Out, I think it's still really good. Same composer, Ryan Johnson's cousin, I forgot to say, written and directed again by Ryan Johnson, who would prefer this be called Glass Onion or Glass Onion, a Benoit Blanc mystery, not a Knives Out mystery. But yeah, it's I love it. I'm trying to refrain from some patterns I started seeing between the two films, lest it spoil the third one. I guess this is a 2-act play? I don't know. Or movie, because everything is set up and then it all changes on the second half. I don't know what other question to ask before we get into spoilers that wouldn't just be spoilers. Although I will mention it's interesting to me that there's always a diegetic murder mystery part to these. Like the first one was a murder mystery writer. Then they had a murder mystery party. I wonder if that'll continue on, where there'll always be some meta extra factor of like love for murder mysteries. I have thrown a dog in my time. For anyone listening to audio, there's a lovely pooch sticking its snout in Milan's camera. Just had to reference the dog line in Glass Onion. Would y'all like to get into spoilers? Quick.
Sure. Well,
all right.
I do have a couple of fun pieces of trivia.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Bradley Cooper's trivia. Our Bradley Cooper's much sexier than the real thing.
So one of the things that I actually noticed, and then when I was looking up trivia, was that in Miles Bronson's living room, or Braun's living room, there's a picture of Edward Norton's head on Brad Pitt's body from the movie Fight Club. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Ryan Johnson also stated that he wanted Benoit Blanc or Daniel Craig to change his accent for each one of these movies and just not explain it, which I thought would have been really funny and really interesting.
But thank God they didn't.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
And then the name of this movie, Mr. Brian, do you know where the name of this movie came from?
A Beatles song that was poking fun at the idea of fans reading too deep into some of their lyrics, where they were just like, I was on LSD, bro, but in a British accent.
Yep. And I don't think they use the word bro, but that's fine.
I tried to say, yeah, I should have said bruv.
Bruv. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 100% right. So it was a Beatles song that named Glass Onion that they were poking fun of, kind of everybody just going too deep, and it was like, no, dude, it's not that deep.
Also, there's a mural with Kanye. If you're looking from the couch area towards the dinner table, there's a mural of Kanye in the background before he started really leaning into the dive. And then there's another painting, which is like red and I think blue, that's hung upside down, and all other kinds of stuff in the there's also one of the pieces of glass looks like the knives thrown from Knives Out, the one Peg throws down. Yeah,
you've watched this too many times.
Man, to spoilers. The biggest thing when I was rewatching it, when it dropped on Netflix, when I did a video all about how stupid Miles Braun is that, and I wish someone would ask Ryan Johnson. I'm going to ask him this first thing if I ever meet him. The shot where Lionel says, you didn't burn it? He goes, and then when they say, Cassandra Brand's sister, Helen, there's another shot that's almost identical where he's like, and he never makes that face like at another point, unless he's like really like, wow, I never thought of that. I think genuinely until they literally say, this is Helen, he doesn't know it's Helen. He's just the Andy keeps surviving. And that's even after Birdie says, oh, you told me about your sister, Helen. Oh, and then they introduce her, and Miles has his moment. Because at the Toronto International Film Festival, which is the first place that Glass Onion and Wake Up Dead Man premiered or showed, Edward Norton said Miles Braun has never had an original idea in his life. And I never would have caught this, but his flashback, he was wearing some outfit from Tom Cruise in Risky Business or some older movie that I haven't seen of Tom Cruise's. And then when he's saying, yeah, it'll blow up the world, he's Steve Jobs and all these, even the murder mystery he admits Gillian Flynn wrote it, and the apprentice of Ricky Jay, who was supposed to be the groundskeeper in 1, barely made the boxes. My theory was that the murder mystery idea was because Miles Braun murdered. Like later when he's about to kill Duke, when he decides to kill Duke, he starts talking about his own murder too. So he keeps narking on himself. My whole is done.
Are we in spoilers now?
Oh, we've been in spoil. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't say it formally, but yeah, I'll put a spoiler thing when I edit it. Spoilers. That's the noise I'm making.
Oh, that's fair. Good noise. I think it's kind of funny, and that I think they did a really good job of taking like billionaires, people with a lot of money, and like making them really dumb, like all of them super dumb, and they're all kind of like because you would think that millionaires because they're or billionaires because they're billionaires are like really smart people, but it just turns out no, they just kind of like thieve and steal and do everything they can to get their money, and then use that to buy things that other smart people make or destroy other people's lives by using their money and leveraging it against other people.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny in this movie, that kind of like a main theme, that he was able to use his money to control everybody else because they basically were indebted to him through different reasons and stuff like that. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah. In an interview when talking about Knives Out, he said he loved Ransom because he's clearly the asshole. But then you think Martin needs the asshole to like get through it and like help her save the day or help save the day. And he was like, no, you never need the asshole, which goes back to Don Johnson's line of, I don't like him. He's an asshole, but maybe that's what we need. So literally the first one, he like indirectly lampoons Trump. In this one, he indirectly, well, intentionally or not, because Twitter was way too close to the release for him to know that at least the Twitter thing would happen. Elon Musk or Elon Musk types. So curious who's next. Mother Teresa?
I think the Elon Musk thing might have been starting to happen during that time, like where he's starting to become more out in the open and more like vocal and eccentric. I know that obviously Facebook and Jeffy B were starting to become more eccentric, more out there, or at least people are more curious about what their lives and stuff like that. Because I know during that like 2016 to 2020 run there that like we'd find out different random informations about them, like Jeffrey B's mega yacht that takes him to his even bigger mega yacht and stuff like that. So just kind of like the lifestyles of some of these billionaires and stuff like that. So I know they're kind of poking fun of that and probably Elon Musk, because I think that was right about the time when he started becoming like ultra popular.
Yeah, that was such a heel turn though, because like he had in the 2020 election, he endorsed Andrew Yang, who was all about universal basic income. And then as soon as people started making fun of him for Twitter, he was like, who's not making fun of me? Oh, it's the Proud Boys. I like them. Sig Heil. And it's just, it was so, yeah, I'd have to actually look back, which I don't want to do. I'm sick of him enough to see all the other hints and foreshadowings. But yeah, we have the Miles Braun type, I'm the Kardashian type, Birdie J, similar to, like, who's dating Timothy Chalamet? Which Kardashian? Who said, I'm a self-made billionaire, similar to Jamie Lee Curtis saying that she was self-made, even though she had $1 million loan. Lionel, who's really just a yes man, and Claire, who acts tough, but is just, I think she hates everything about her life. If I'm being honest, her first few seconds are, I'm a fake politician, or at least for the morals she says, because, oh yeah. And then she hates her husband. She complains about her kids. But as soon as she can, she flips and goes off to Greece. And
Birdie, right?
Birdie J, yeah.
Yeah, because she comes in with like the lace mask that like does absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, like who is it? Lana Del Rey, I think, or something like that.
So I just took a peek just to Google it. Looks like the filming took place for this movie June 28th of 21 to September 13th of 21, and then the Twitter sell date was October 27th, 2022. So I think the rumblings of like him wanting to buy it was probably around the end of 2021, probably slightly before or probably slightly after this movie was wrapped in filming. But the actual sell date, the starting of the negotiations happened on April 14th of 2022. So it might have been little bit sooner. The rumblings of him buying it might have been during the filming of this.
Rian Johnson has publicly said that he normally writes the script like a couple months before. He spends a long time doing structure. And then I think he said he was like 1 to 3 months out before it was like probably more than 1 month. Where it's like, oh, I need to go to my Airbnb where I write and just spit out everything besides the first 30 minutes.
I will say the obligatory thing of I wish he would have did that for Star Wars. And we can move on.
Of writing it last minute?
Of writing it beforehand and not retconning completely everything that happened beforehand.
I mean, he did. When he said that was a 4-year process, start to finish, where Knives Out was 1 year. And J.J. Abrams, when Force Awakens released, said he read Rian Johnson's script and wished he was directing it. So the script was done. And he even had the forethought to ask they switch which droid went to Luke's island. So sorry.
That's weird considering how like different those two movies are, and like how so much the movie 8 like undid movie 7, like how many things they undid and kind of like backtracked the character building and stuff like that. So.
All right, The Cure. Do you think it was a cure or snake oil?
Oh, snake oil.
I like thinking of it as either way, because either it's rich people having a rich people cure that they're not sharing, or there's a snake oil salesman who, like someone gets COVID or not, they can just be like, oh, they got COVID after. It was a 72 hours thing. Or, hey, if it's already there, that's the last time it can, or something like that, or whatever they want. But Ethan Hawke was doing Moon Knight, and he was able to pop over for a day to do that. And Dave Bautista, the influencer, the fucking influencer. Oh, I love him so much. His relationship with his mother is so sad.
In the movie or in real life?
Oh, in the movie. I mean,
okay.
The mom,
it's like a real life thing.
Oh no! I genuinely think that like he has a mother who is so intelligent that she can spot all the stuff from the box without even looking at it. The first one's a Fibonacci sequence. It's a stereogram, but she never. At the end, Whiskey's like, "What's that?" She has no interest in her son's life. She just likes flexing on him, but not letting him be like, or teach him how to be his own person. And she cares more about him not saying, shut it, and hey, that's not like a respectful thing to say either. But he's been trying, he's the money maker in the whole house. Not that actually holds enough weight to just be able to call all the shots, but he can't even lay one boundary line with her. And then I think his relationship with Whiskey is so toxic because his mom modeled love for him as not caring about him and not caring about his interests or his autonomy. So if Whiskey actually likes him as a person, which I got to imagine in some way she does, even if, she's using or staying in the relationship longer because of the exposure, I think he sees any previous positive emotions towards him as, my mom's the smartest woman I know, and she hates me or doesn't love me fully. So you must be a fucking idiot if you love me. And I don't know, I got to imagine people like Andrew Tate. I mean, fuck him, go to hell, drive off a cliff. I don't care. But deep down, that has to just come from some deep insecurity and leaning into that and then just going to the nth degree. So
yeah, I actually saw that scene almost completely differently, which is surprising. I was kind of surprised at your take on that one.
How'd you see it?
I kind of saw it as the opposite. Like he had a really good relationship with his mother, and that's why, especially in that initial interaction where they're introduced or whatever, she speaks to him that way and she's super comfortable with it. And it's not like he was like flinching or getting upset. It was more so like, oh man, yeah, I know I shouldn't be doing this. Like he acknowledged that he respected his mother, and that's why they were able to have that interaction. And even when the puzzle thing came about, like that just sounded like, most grandmother interactions I've had when it comes to like putting together puzzles and stuff. So I assumed that scene was done to kind of show why somebody who is seemingly so dumb and influencer based would have an interest in advanced puzzles and things like that because his mom is really smart and has an interest in those puzzles. So that was mostly how I kind of took a lot of that. And if anything, she's thoroughly disappointed and she makes that super clear. And I think that's partly why he has those moments where I think that he stops and kind of reflects a little bit. It's because of that part of him from her and her being that strict, Nona or whatever. So, yeah.
I think his love for her is true and he does respect her. I just don't see her returning.
I do.
Okay.
I get that though. Now that you've explained it, I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. But that's not how I saw it. I saw it more like her being tough and having tough love because he is doing the opposite of what she raised him to be like. Like that's what I got from it.
I would have loved her to slap him for his videos over. You tell your mother to shut up. But yeah, I took the I don't know about the puzzle to mean she doesn't take any interest in his life. That's partially because we don't have anything else and I might just be extrapolating unnecessarily. But I actually think Claire wishes she had ended up with Lionel. And that's definitely from a lot of watches, but she hates her husband. The one thing she talked about was she hates her employees. Jesus Christ. Like eyes up or wake up and then slapping away the makeup artists. And then it's a puzzle box. Yeah, no shit, dude. Yeah, there's some way open. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you. Love you so much.
She's the one that goes in the garage and tries to smash it open, or is about to smash it open.
No, that's Helen.
Oh, okay.
Claire's the politician.
Oh, okay.
Agatha all along. But there's a lot of moments where she kind of joins in after Lionel does, or during the smashing, she's like, should we? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, let's go. And then after everything where they're releasing tension, she like just touches his arm a little bit. This is definitely reading into everything because there's no moment besides them confiding in each other. There's no like winking look or draping legs over Miles Braun's legs like Birdie and Whiskey do. It's a lot more subtle than but it's interesting looking back or just thinking about it way too much, at least to me. Just Miles' whole speech about disruptors. Lionel didn't wait to suck on the teat of academia. He said, fuck that. I'll take the job I gave him. But yeah, what did you all think about Helen and the reveal and the twin sister twist?
I give y'all hear an echo?
No, but
that's weird. Just started. You hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you now.
Refresh. Refreshing. Okay.
I was trying to think of that too. I was like, do I have something I can write on real quick?
I think if I kept going, I would go, refreshing.
Fresh.
Without telling me, have you seen the trailer for Wake Up Dead Man?
At least not that I remember. If I did, I don't remember it. It might have been one of the ones before the movies, but like
Hey, you back?
Frozen, paused.
Uh-oh. So can't hear us. Uh-oh. Dun dun dun. It sounds like there's a
It was working.
It sounds like there's a hair dryer on your side, and I can't talk what I'm hearing. Second, okay. It sounds like a PlayStation or Xbox that's kind of the fan is turning on now.
No, that's the computer.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear it. So that's okay.
Some of us are built different, apparently. But yeah, what did you think about the twin reveal? Is that where we left off?
Yeah, the twin reveal. I appreciated that twist, especially because there were things leading up to that point that kind of, like I said, were kind of they ended up being predictable just because of whatever random context that clues that kind of popped up and whatnot. Primarily, like you brought up the original scene where she is in a garage basement, wherever, and she breaks open the box. Like that scene coupled with, her arriving on the boat, like instantly, I was like, oh, okay, she's with the detective. She probably is the one who actually sent him the box.
Okay.
So she's involved in this somehow. I don't think she's the murderer, but she's involved in this somehow. So like when they made the twin reveal, it's like, okay, there you go. Because I couldn't figure out what it was. Like I knew there was something off about who she was because it was such a drastic change from like the first time we saw her in the basement. Like you could tell she had longer dark hair, and it didn't make sense because it like the mannerisms were different. So they did a great job, or the actors did a great job differentiating between the two twins. So I really appreciated that there was still a couple of twists in there that were able to get me like, oh, cool, okay, I wasn't quite expecting that. Or like, you know, not quite knowing that somebody was going to die. I knew it wasn't going to be a billionaire guy. Like I'd already pegged him as some sort of killer by the time his dinner failed. Because with that one, you have the sophisticated puzzle. He's barking now. He's acting like I'm like torturing him, but I'm not. I promise you, I'm not torturing that pup.
Is that the big pup making those teeny little noises?
No, that's the tiny pup.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, with the puzzle box, you know, that was like a super, not complicated in the sense, I mean, it was supposed to be complicated, but it was like a beautifully intricate like thing. And then when the explanation came for the murder mystery, it wasn't. So I was already kind of just like, you're suspicious. You didn't do all this work. You killed somebody. But again, like there wasn't enough context or anything to know who was killed yet. So like once all of that kind of got revealed, it was like, oh, okay, cool. That's a nice little twist there for the people who may, you know, be getting along a little bit quicker than what you wanted them to. So I like that there were layers to the mystery that kind of helped keep it interesting. And that was one of the layers.
Yeah. And speaking of the puzzle box, I know channels like Pillar of Garbage and probably New Rockstars have pointed out that none of the puzzles have anything to do with the actual murder mystery party. They're just like, ooh, big whiz bang. Although if I didn't mention before, he said, my puzzle guy apprenticed with Ricky J. Ricky J was the groundskeeper whose photo is in the first one because he passed away just before Knives Out, which I hadn't known or forgot. But, and there's also a theory that Daryl is Trooper Wagner, because if you didn't know, it's the same actor. He and Joe Gordon-Levitt have been in every single one of Rian Johnson's films in one way or the other. So there is a theoretical scenario where Trooper Wagner helped put away Ransom and have the Thrombies thrown out of their house, and then by some means of corruption or connections, they got him fired and he spiraled and is somehow on a billionaire's island. Although he's also supposed to be a metaphor for Corona, which is why he keeps drinking Corona. I'm not here, but I am.
So speaking of all of the cameos in this movie, what was your favorite cameo? I pulled up a list here too. Obviously Hugh Grant at the end of the movie.
Yo-Yo Ma.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's the chime on Miles' Island. Yo-Yo Ma, who's a cellist playing at one of Birdie's parties. Noah Segan, Angela Lansbury, Stephen Sondheim.
Stephen Sondheim.
That works.
Who wrote? He's a very successful composer or music. He makes a lot of music for musicals, or did before he passed away. There's some connection with Knives Out. I forget what it is, but he also wrote a murder mystery film that's on YouTube called The Last of Sheila, which apparently the at least beginning or basis of the whole thing. Rian Johnson jokes, you can see how much I stole from it. It diverges very quickly, but the first shot of Blanc on the pier is, the lighting doesn't make any sense for the scene, but he did it as an homage to The Last of Sheila. And Natasha Lyonne, who's the fourth person Natasha Lyonne is in Poker Face, which is a howdunit that Rian Johnson wrote the pilot of at the same time as Glass Onion, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, yeah. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote articles on murder mysteries, which is why they're all there.
He's also an NBA legend, but we'll gloss over that part because obviously that part's not important.
I'm gonna go Ted Lasso with it. What?
Serena Williams was also the fitness.
I just love that so much.
And then Jeremy Renner and Jared Leto both had their likenesses appear on different things, like
Thankfully, Jared Leto didn't.
Yeah, bottle of kombucha.
We don't have to actually see Jared Leto's creepy face, but yeah, Jeremy Renner, who's in the next one.
Yeah, so there's quite a few like cameos through. Oh, and Ethan Hawke, I missed that one. He was on top, but we kind of already discussed him too. I think my favorite was probably Hugh Grant at the end of the because that was something I just did not see coming. I was just going to under the assumption that he was like a live by himself type of person, and just murder mysteries was his thing. Being a detective was just kind of his thing. So to have him have like a significant other just kind of threw me. I was not expecting that, regardless of gender. I was not expecting a significant other in this movie.
So apparently Knives Out literally only filmed when it did and got the cast that it did because No Time to Die got pushed back. Might also be why Anna Darmus is in there, although she said that she had met with some of the producers before being cast or filming Knives Out. And then because they literally had 6 weeks to film or not do the film, everyone was like, you free in a month and a half? Are you? Okay, cool. But right after No Time to Die finished, this film started. So for people who are watching the video, I have an orangified picture of Benoit in the pool in his jumper or whatever it is. And he was like, I'm in Bond shape. If you actually wanted to see me shirtless, like you could. And Ryan Johnson was like, no, that's not Benoit. And I love it so much. I want to it's a dangerous thing to mistake speaking without thought for speaking the truth. I want to get that as a tattoo. But I love him so much. We got a hint of his father in the first one. We got a husband in this one. I love the breadcrumbs.
He dies in the next one. Who knows, right?
It's his Wake Up Dead Man. I genuinely want there to be enough, and I don't know if this would like be character assassination or break the character of Benoit Blanc, but I would absolutely love, long enough for there to be 2 killers, that'd be cool, but long enough where Benoit could for some reason be the killer. I have no idea why without breaking his character, but I just want 15 of these, and eventually like we'll mix it up enough that's like, no, it was a moment where hundreds, like the trolley problem, and then the whole movie is him covering it up. Or, so I don't know. But I think I mentioned they both said they want to keep doing this until one of them dies. And yes, please.
The next one's actually just Benoit. He dies. They're trying to figure out his murder, but he doesn't die the whole time. He's setting up somebody else.
I don't even want to say my theories for what the title could mean because I don't want to color anybody else's experience, but I'm so excited.
I also wouldn't mind playing Among Us while Daniel Craig's in his bath on a Zoom call. So
hubba.
If he's available.
To quote Rebecca, if I'm being honest, all I really want to do is watch those two fuck. Just Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz. But just Daniel Craig is enough for me and Brad. Right, Brad?
Right. I may ask a few Bond questions, but that's fine. Not a big deal.
I may ask a few bondage questions. All right, that joke was just there. That joke had.
We've gone off the rails.
But yeah, are you all planning on seeing it in theaters? It's literally just going to be in theaters for a week, or you can wait for December 23rd.
This week's pretty busy.
All right.
With a certain holiday that everybody eats at.
I mean, the theaters have it till like Tuesday, but okay, I'll be the only one.
Brave soldier.
I have mentioned it, right? My plans.
Yes.
Have I mentioned on the podcast?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. No? All right, just in case. I might have to put this at the front. I'm going to see Wake Up Dead Man 20 times. I have already bought the tickets. Once tomorrow, which is Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Then 5 times on Wednesday, 5 times on Friday, 5 times on Saturday, 4 times on Sunday. Yeah. And I'm riding my bike an hour each way.
Good luck, soldier.
Thank you.
This battle's all for you.
I'm getting into bed at 2 a.m. and getting out of the house at 9 a.m. All right, so then we'll be doing, I assume, Wake Up Dead Man, like whenever December 23rd, not then, but like as soon as after it comes on Netflix as possible for our schedules. Anything else for the spoiler review? All right, I'm just going to put graphics up.
Oh, Milan, you got something?
I was just going to say that the part of the film that I appreciated the most was her very amazing demolition job at the end.
Yes.
It was perfect. The perfect way to like tie everything together and really get you engaged in the action at the end. I was like, yeah, I want to go throw some glass now too in solidarity.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't talk about that in the Mona Lisa burning. Like Rian Johnson said, it was very important for him that his protagonists have the most important part, not Benoit. So the destruction of Miles Braun or the lying to get Ransom to confess from Marta. But yeah, what'd you think of burning the Mona Lisa and just being, by his definition, the only true disruptor there?
I mean, if that was the perfect way to like really put a stamp on like what she was doing, because come on, going down in history as the person who destroyed the Mona Lisa, that's perfect. That's brilliant. Like, all right, I can't catch you for this. Yeah, you're still going to go down in history in the worst way possible, and then she still managed to win because that convinced everyone else to, you know, reconsider their stance on things, even though realistically it was a selfish reason why they flipped, but still they flipped.
Yeah, she beat him at his own game. And there are so many other things that I never would have known, like, one, Rian Johnson considered doing a post-credit scene where it was clearly like it made it clear that it was a fake, and the Louvre actually had it, but they put in a close-up to try to show that it was paint peeling off wood, because apparently the Mona Lisa was painted on wood, not canvas. But there's so many other things that I didn't know except for comments on YouTube, which was it being open, unprotected by the Ionian Sea. The Aegean Sea would have destroyed it anyway. The Mona Lisa is one of the most fragile paintings on Earth. It needs so much care to not just degrade on its own rapidly, which I don't know if anyone's opinions will change on it. It'll be like it's the greatest painting on Earth, but it can't last without delicate care up to.
Was that done on purpose? Opinions? Or was that just kind of like accident?
Probably an accident. Yeah, I don't know. He does talk about how Da Vinci created a method to eliminate all the brushstrokes. It might have just been necessary without knowing how it would have aged. And then, what was the other thing? Just the salt water would have destroyed it. And, Adam Ruins Everything talked about how the fact that the Mona Lisa wasn't even a famous painting. It was like put off into some corner until some security guard decided, mine, and just walked his ass out of there. And then the headlines about it being stolen became such a headline. That's kind of gave it its fame. And then everyone's like, it's the greatest. So it wasn't even adored solely on artistic merit or whatnot. But yeah, it's interesting. God. Yeah. I just love that so much. I also love one of these last rewatches when Benoit was like, I'm a fueled up motor car with nowhere to drive. And then that's just the baby blue on the glass onion. Because that's what he says about himself in the tub. Oh, and I didn't know this until a recent video I watched. After he says, I'm not Batman, but then he starts going, oh, no, that's outrageous. They actually got the licensed Tim Burton, Danny Elfman Batman music. Da-na-na-na-na-na, and they put it in the Glass Onion score. Just nerding out. All right. So for the mini rankathon, since we don't have a lot of these opportunities anymore, I'm going to guess which one y'all vote. But is Knives Out is at number one, technically, by it just being there. Is Glass Onion better than Knives Out?
Yes.
Okay. I'm tied. I can't. They're like my children, except I had nothing to do with raising them. I can't decide. All right. So the rankathon for best murder mystery movie in the Knives Out or the Benoit Blanc, apologies, universe. Glass Onion is number one. Knives Out is number two. Killer. Ransom is number one, technically. And you can judge this by skill of the art, by entertainment factor, by what gives you the most satisfaction to see them really get their comeuppance, or rather see how they eat shit. But is Miles Braun your favorite, I guess we'll say favorite because of all the options, favorite killer, or should Ransom stay at number one?
I'll go with Miles. I think the depth of his character and like the lengths of what he went through. So I'm gonna go with Miles.
I'm torn because entertainment factor, Miles. Oh, it's chef's kiss. Just his whole destruction. It's gorgeous. But Ransom is much smarter. He's much more devious. When he found out that Marta almost did give his father the wrong drugs and saves his life, then he changed his whole scheme on a dime. So he's so fucking smart. He's like his dad. The plots spring fully formed. So I'm 50-50. What do you think? Go on.
I am also actually 50-50 because as much as I didn't necessarily enjoy the first one, I agree Ransom's strategy and he was definitely the smarter villain. So if we're just saying who is the better villain on its own, I would have to say Ransom. But Miles was way more entertaining to watch. His story was just his character was much more developed because we got to see more of kind of what was going on with him. So his downfall was way more satisfying because you were invested more. So if we're just talking about who did I enjoy the most, it would probably be Miles. But I do still think that Ransom was a smarter, a better bad guy.
Do you want to cast a vote, or do you want us to stay 50-50 and let Brad be the decider?
I'm fine with Brad being the decider. Because that would put it at Miles.
I love that little dance. I'm gonna edit and put just that shot of you dancing one more time right here. Wait, coin flip, and there it was. All right, so now in the whatever I said, favorite murderer, it is Miles first, Ransom second. Favorite protagonist, is it Marta or Helen? Marta's at number one right now.
Helen easily.
Helen, are you agreeing, Brad?
Yeah.
I think it's easy on a first watch to not feel, or at least the first half, even my partner, once it hits the second half, they're like, oh, now it's good. Yeah, that first part felt like filler. And then once it all combined, it was like, oh, this is all great. I'll go with Helen. Anna de Armas is a mega talent. Who are we kidding? Ballerina should have done better, or at least should have been made better by the directors. But she's mega talented. But yeah, I think Helen getting so much of a meteor catharsis at the end of especially with the glass gummy bear, it's just chef's kiss. Give you a little courage and a reminder of why your sister walked away. Was there anything else that I kind of rankathon things that I'm forgetting? I guess we could go supporting cast, like the rogues gallery of other suspects. Do you think the Thrombies or the shitheads? Thrombies are at number one technically, but are the shitheads more satisfying? Favorite backup cast members?
The shitheads are more satisfying for me to watch.
I don't really have an opinion either way.
Yeah, I'll always love, what did the Nazi boy who was masturbating in the bathroom say? Yeah, but yeah, in terms of the supporting cast or the other, I'll come up with some name for it. The other knives. Yeah, the shitheads. Shitheads are now number one. Thrombies at number two. And should we rank Benoit's? Or who cares? He's just a gem. It's in the rank of best Benoit. Best Benoit is number one, and best Benoit is also number one. It's Benoit and Benoit. Just one thing with one slot. It'll always, if I remember, we'll always update it. It'll always just stay the same. But with that, the last thing to ask is, what are your rankings on the dope meter? There's ayahuasca, mushroom, edible, joint, skunky, poison, which I forgot to mention, and then Molly, which is, this is a Michael Bay film. It's not good, but it could be entertaining. Michael Bay holds poison or Molly, depending.
Depending if the movie's actually good or not.
Nothing else except for maybe The Island and the first Bad Boys.
Okay, I'm gonna go with edible joint. I enjoyed the ride. You know, it was much faster ride, so I appreciated that, and I definitely think other people would enjoy this. You know, if they enjoy that's the style of film. So yeah, it was good.
Brad,
What's the one above edible?
ayahuasca. Wait, no, mushroom.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with edibly mushroom. I'm gonna go with the opposite direction.
All right. So it may be an edibly joint, an edibly mushroom, or an ayahuasca mushroom. But at the end of the day, it's dope because movies are dope.
Dope.
Great time to take a sip.
Bye-bye now. I was gonna have a half second there.
And before I say one more thing about the murder mystery box, I do have to correct some things. One, there were a lot more F-bombs in Knives Out. I was wrong that it was just that one scene. And while I haven't rewatched it since I saw Rian Johnson say it, he did say that they got away with 2, which is true in this one because Helen says to Whiskey, "What the fuck?" when the lights go out and she's about to spear her. And then later, Daryl goes, "Fucking A, man," or whatever. So they also got 2 here. The 100 million, I said, was split between Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig. It was split between him, Daniel Craig, and the producer. And then they did digital for more reasons than just budget. The lighting would have been a lot, like you would have had to have a lot more lighting in the first one to get the shots they wanted. So with digital, they could use natural lighting. And the original reason was because Rian Johnson's director of photography or cinematographer is the color scientist or whatever who made all the things to make it look like film. He said it's easier to make digital look like film than film look like film, because apparently when you develop the film, you can really fuck it up easily and make it look like shit. Just forgot to correct those things at the front.
I'm living in a movie, there's a scene you gotta jump. I got my people at the viewing who all knew me selling tickets. Yeah, they talking about the beauty. I see Scorsese outside saying this isn't cinema. Free man, I ain't doing shit tomorrow, I don't need plans. I'll be kicking it till April off for $3 grand. I don't even need the money, I just need fans.